Zahra Mohammed is the Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Britain. Zahra, thank you for joining us. I don't know if you saw those pictures of that rescue. What goes through your mind and your heart when you see that?
I think just like the international community and those of us here watching the devastating scenes from Turkey and Syria it's just been heartbreaking. Seeing the children, the families, the grieving. I think all of us right now are feeling the pain they're feeling, but we can't even imagine the suffering and just what the healing is going to need to be like to get over this disaster.
What do you make of increased border crossings and access that has been allowed by President Assad? It's only 3 months.
Well, it's very welcome news, of course, but we have been speaking to charities on the ground who've said that, whilst it is a welcome action, that, it has come quite late as well. And many from the Syrian side have said that they felt like their voices haven't been heard and that they've been left behind. And so we hope that with this measure, it will facilitate now critical aid to get to those families who are trapped in the rubble, who haven't got the food provision, are homeless and struggling, for the charities to get in, because operating in northern Syria has been particularly challenging given the sanctions, as well as the difficulty to operate in that terrain, as well as, of course, the current regime.
Zahra, that is a phrase that we often hear, voices haven't been heard. What exactly are they saying?
The Syrians from what we've heard, the Syrians have said that they felt like forgotten communities, and they've been some of the most hard to reach. And particularly the way the devastation of this earthquake has happened. And there has been an incredible outpouring of generosity and support and aid, that it's been so difficult logistically to get to those in the most hard to reach places. And we've heard stories of, families screaming within the rubble, and others watching them slowly pass away, not being able to help. Syrian people themselves trying to lift the rubble, trying to get access to their loved ones, but not being able to do that, and not even taking into consideration, just basic things like food and water. So it's definitely a very, very difficult time for those suffering right now.
You've written to the Foreign Secretary. What did you say and what response have you had back?
We've said that, we need to urgently open up those humanitarian corridors. And we know the level of sanctions that have been imposed. And although there's been some easing, we really need to look towards a more permanent solution, longer term solution for what are we going to be doing to really heal the devastation, to make those repairs, because the level and significance and scale of this it is going to really go into the long term. So this can't just be a simple easing, but also that more needs to be done by the international community to make sure that charities can operate and those aid workers can do the work they need without the challenges that they've already been facing.
Okay, what has the Muslim Council of Britain themselves been doing?
So we, as an umbrella body, have been coordinating and working with Muslim charity sector across the ground, and we can't claim to do the work. They're already doing that. And what I can share with everybody is that the outpouring and generosity from communities across the country has been incredible, with millions of pounds raised just in several days. It's been one of the most well-responded campaigns for help that we've ever seen. And what we've been hearing from our members and affiliates is that there's so much generosity. People are doing whatever they can, whether that's mosques and community centres or simply families at home donating. And that's precisely the kind of help that we need, so that the aid workers can do what they need to do in supporting people on the ground. So it's been
Zahra,
really
can I jump in? Can I jump in really quickly? Okay. 3 more border crossings have been allowed by President Assad. You talk about border humanitarian corridors. What's the difference?
Well, there isn't. I think what we're talking about is logistically how easy it will be now for the charities and aid workers to operate on the ground with the conditions set by the regime. One of the statistics we were told by the charities that over 90% of people in that region are dependent on aid. So they're precisely the same thing, but it's about how much access the charities can get into the area to really help the people that need it.
Okay, Zahra Mohammed, thank you very much indeed for your time. Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Britain.